Ahoy, hello, namaste. That's the way we greet. Good morning, Principal Ma'am, Vice Principal Ma'am, Headmistress Ma'am, teachers, and all my dear friends. Today is 4th of December, and this day is celebrated as the Indian Navy Day. So, before we begin the festivities, let's bow our heads to Lord Almighty with a prayer song.
This little guiding light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little guiding light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little guiding light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine all the time. Let it shine. Hiding under a bushel, oh no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hiding under a bushel, oh no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hiding under a bushel, oh no, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine all the time. Let it shine. Take my little light round the night, I'm gonna let it shine. Take my little light round the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Take my little light round the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine all the time. Let it shine. Let it shine all the time. Let it shine. Let it shine all the time. Let it shine.
The Navy Day has always been special for all of us. The day celebrates the strength and bravery of the Navy men who brought victory to the country in 1971 Indo-Pak War. Our friends are here to share a few interesting aspects of the Navy.
Today, as we celebrate Navy Day to commemorate the attack on Karachi Harbour in 1971, it is time for us to remember and salute the Indian Navy, which fearlessly protects our coasts and renders humanitarian assistance and disaster relief in times of need. The Indian Navy is a multi-dimensional force that is headed by the Chief of the Naval Staff, that is the CNS. With its headquarters in the capital city, New Delhi, the major bases of the Indian Navy are located all over the coastal line at Mumbai, Goa, Karwar, Kochi, Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Kolkata, and at Port Blair.
They say white is the color of peace, but for the navy, it is a color of power and dominance. The white uniform is respect for naval personnel. Seven colors are integrated to form the white color, and the white uniform indicates the integration of the seven seas. One actually has to sweat, bleed, and prove one's worth to earn the uniform of the Indian Navy. The uniform of the Indian Navy has by and large been inherited from the Royal Navy. The Navy has many uniforms worn under specific conditions depending upon different occasions.
Seas don't discriminate. And with changing times, the Indian Navy has given an ocean of opportunities to women, and today we are proud women naval officers serving the nation. The Indian Navy has the maximum percentage of women in its workforce among the three services at 6.5%. Breaking the glass ceiling in the sky, Shivangi Singh became the first woman pilot of the Indian Navy. Navika Sagir Parikrama was a circumnavigation of the globe by female officers of the Indian Navy. The six-member Royal Women team circumnavigated and managed the whole operation in their first ever global journey. The government has now approved Permanent Commission for Women in Law, Education and Naval Architecture cadre.
The Navy has a language of its own. At sea, a seaman learns to wake up with a hand's call, which is actually a wake-up call, and goes to bed with a pipe down, and needs to get liberty to be able to go out. The tea time is stand easy, and port and starboard is left and right of the ship. Here, the dining ins welcomes people and dining out bids them farewell. And if you know the ropes well, then you are an expert of your subject. It is actually a sea of words for me. This naval jargon is a piece of treat indeed. But for now, it's time to secure fore and aft. By the way, that's wind up time. So wishing you all fair winds and following seas.
Now we have prefects from Udaygiri House, who will tell you about the history and the origin of Navy Day.
Hey friends, I was just reading the newspaper today and I saw this headline regarding the Navy Day and about how it's celebrated on the 4th of December every year. But what exactly is the history and the significance behind this day?
Navy Day is observed on December 4 every year to commemorate the launch of Operation Trident against Pakistan during the 1971 Indo-Pak War.
Not only that, the Navy Day is celebrated to honor the brave hearts on the Indian Navy for the service to the nation.
So what exactly is this Trident mission all about?
During the war of 1971, Pakistan had launched an offense on Indian air bases on the evening of 3rd December. In response to this, Operation Trident was launched on Pakistan's port city of Karachi.
During the operation, the 25th Missile Vessel Squadron dispatched 3 missile boats, Nirghat, Veer, Nipat, at maximum speed towards Karachi. These missile boats carried out attacks on Pakistani vessels before the midnight of December 4.
In the operation, Indian Navy sank Pakistani destroyer Khyber, minesweeper Muhafiz and MV Venus Challenger. It also destroyed Kiamari oil fields and killed hundreds of Pakistani Navy personnel.
With the brave efforts of the Indian Navy, India dealt a heavy blow to Pakistan. And the best part about the Operation Trident is that during this, India did not suffer any damage.
Wow, that was so informative. And now I know the history and the significance behind the Navy Day and I feel even more proud to be an Indian.
Wow, that was really interesting. Now we have the prefects of Vikrant House presenting the Sanskrit Shlok.
military operations done by the Indian Navy? Well, prefects from Himgiri House are here to help you out.
Everyone, today we the representatives of Himgiri House are here to apprise you about the military operations done by our Indian Navy. The primary objective of Indian Navy is to safeguard our maritime borders in conjunction with other armed forces of the Union against any threat or aggression towards our territory.
Operation Vijay 1961 was the armed action against the Portuguese that lasted for 36 hours and was a decisive victory for India, ending 451 years of rule that Portugal had over us. Unfortunately, 22 Indians and 30 Portuguese were killed in the fighting, receiving mixed opinions from the world. But the action overall was seen as a liberation of historical Indian territory.
Operation Trident was an offensive operation launched by the Indian Navy on Pakistan's port city of Karachi during the Indo-Pakistani War of 1971. It saw the first use of anti-ship missiles in combat. With zero casualties on the Indian side, this operation was considered to be one of the most successful in modern naval history.
And Operation Python was an operation which was a follow-up of Operation Trident, which was a naval attack on the western Pakistani port of Karachi. And after Operation Trident, the Pakistani Navy tried to outsmart the Indian Navy by mingling with the merchant shipping, and the Indian Navy revolted by unleashing the Operation Python on 8 December 1971. There were no casualties in this attack, and Pakistani armed themselves more to prevent any further attacks.
Operation Talwar is an operation carried out by the Indian Navy during the Kargil War of 1999. The Indian Navy, unencumbered by the constraint of not crossing the LOC, deployed proactively in full strength, signaling that any expansion of conflict would result in the full might of our military brought to bear upon Pakistan. The plan was also a departure from the strategic restraint that India has generally shown against the subconventional provocations by Pakistan. The plan, christened Operation Talwar, is a demonstration of intent and capability.
Operation Sukoon was an operation launched by the Indian Navy to evacuate Indian Sri Lankan Nepalese nationals. The Government of India asked the Indian Armed Forces to help evacuate its citizens at risk from the conflict zone. Neighboring Sri Lanka and Nepal, which lacked military resources, also requested the Indian government to help evacuate the citizens. Altogether, over 2,200 nationals of these countries were caught in the conflict zone.
In March 2015, the Yemen crisis began. The Indian Navy carried out the civilian evacuation mission known as the Operation Rahat. The Indian Navy deployed the patrol vessel INS Sumitra, the destroyer INS Mumbai and the frigate INS Sarkash, and 2 ferries belonging to Lakshadweep. The combined efforts with the Indian Air Force led to the evacuation of 5,600 people, including 4,640 Indians and 960 foreign nationals from 41 countries.
Operation Nistar of Indian Navy. Indian naval ships in Aina entered Porbandar harbour at 9 hours on 7 June 2018 after successfully evacuating 38 Indian nationals off the Socotra Island during humanitarian and disaster relief operation, which was named as Operation Nistar. All evacuees were embarked on board the ship and were immediately provided with medical care, food, water and telephone facilities. This operation successfully saved so many lives during the disaster.
This 2018, Indian Navy's Southern Naval Command at Kochi launched Operation Madad for assisting the state government of Kerala. It was a disaster relief operation undertaken in the aftermath of the 2018 Kerala floods. The Indian Navy conducted a 14-day-long rescue operation in the flood-hit southern state and rescued a total of 16,005 people during this operation.
We now present the Indian Navy marching song Jai Bharati, which echoes the sentiments of every Nausainik.
Jai
Collins once said, "Strive for continuous improvement rather than perfection." The Indian Navy also improves itself by participating in international events known as Yudh Abhyas. Prefects from Nilgiri House are here to enlighten you more on this topic.
Yudh Abhyas is the largest running joint military training and defense cooperation endeavor between India and the US. It was started in 2004 under the US Army Pacific Partnership Program. It is hosted alternately between both countries. This exercise aims at enhancing understanding the interoperability between the two armies. This will help them in undertaking joint operations at battalion level in mountainous terrain with cold climatic conditions under the ambit of the United Nations. Other exercises between India and the US are Exercise Tiger Triumph, Exercise Vajra Prahar, COPE India, Red Flag, and the Malabar exercise. Let us now know more about the Malabar exercise.
Exercise Malabar is a naval exercise involving the United States, Japan, and India as permanent partners. The Malabar exercise includes diverse activities ranging from fighter combat operations to anti-air warfare operations. Over the years, the exercise has been conducted in the Philippine Sea, off the coast of Japan, the Persian Gulf, in the Bay of Bengal, and the Arabian Seas. The exercise started in 1992 along the Malabar coast as a bilateral exercise between India and the United States. It was expanded in 2007 with the participation of Japan, Singapore, and Australia. The duration of the exercise ranges from 1 to 11 days. The participation by India increased from 8 ships to just 9 ships from 2002 to 2014. This was it about Malabar exercise. Let's hear more about some other naval exercise which is conducted by the Indian Navy.
Well, the 14-day Yudh Abhyas exercise is conducted between US and Indian Armed Forces. This year, Alaska's snow-covered base Chugach Mountain was chosen as the location. But how was it represented?
300 US soldiers from the 1st Squadron of 40th Cavalry and 350 Indian soldiers from the 7th Madras Infantry Battalion showed valor and grace in the freezing conditions as they honed their skills of combat, survival, and ops. Okay, but when was it conducted this year?
This year, it was conducted from 25th October to 28th October. 2 teams were led by Indian commanders and 2 by American commanders. As they moved forward for the final assault, they boarded the infamous CH-47.
Was it all about stringent operations though? Of course not, as the final days also saw some friendly competitions. Yudh Abhyas in total not just promoted cooperation and sharing of training, but exchange of cultures and high spirits were a major factor too.
India has realized the potential of Yudh Abhyas as a part of military diplomacy in the last decade or so. India has undertaken army joint exercises with 18 countries, naval exercises with 14 countries, and air force exercises with 8 countries. The objectives of Yudh Abhyas are different. It ranges from interoperability to demonstration of capabilities. It develops trust, camaraderie, and familiarity between military.
This indigenous aircraft carrier will be called the INS Vikrant. Aren't you guys curious and you want to know more about this? Well, let's go on a virtual trip then. Today I, Rupak, and my friend Tamanna would help you out in this virtual tour. So we hope you enjoy. We all know about India's first aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant, and its dominant role in securing the maritime boundaries of our country.
After its decommissioning on 31st January 1997, India wanted another such valorous naval vessel that would further take upon the role of securing its maritime boundary.
And such a naval vessel is formed. That too with more sophisticated advancements and machineries at the Kochi Naval Shipyard. It is called the IAC-1.
By the way, IAC stands for Indigenous Aircraft Carrier.
Absolutely right, Tamanna. The designing of this ship is done by the Indian Navy's Directorate of Naval Design, DND. The ship is currently completing all the sea trials in the waters of Kochi Naval Base before its commissioning into the naval fleet in August 2022 as INS Vikrant.
It is going to be India's first aircraft carrier that pushes the idea of self-reliant India, also known as Atmanirbhar Bharat. It is made from a whooping amount of money, around 23,000 crores.
Talking about the dimensions of the ship, the aircraft carrier weighs around 40,000 tons. It has a length of 262 meters, a width of 62 meters, and a height of 59 meters.
Oh, yes. Did you know the ship will operate the Russian made MiG 29 fighter aircraft, Kamov 31, and American built multi role helicopters?
Wow! The impressive naval vessel will have 14 decks, 2,300 compartments that will be overlooked by 1,500 crew members, including 200 naval officers, 1150 naval sailors, and 150 civilian helpers.
That was really informative.
important to the students as it expresses the things that the school stands for and what is expected of the students. It is also more often than not fun to sing, and many students remember it for the rest of their lives and take pride in it. Join us now in singing our school song, Our Pride.